The Profit First accounting methodology. Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to talk to you about the Profit First accounting methodology as explained by Mike Michalowicz in his book Profit First. Now let's dig in and start with the basics. What is Profit First all about? Profit First is based on a reinterpretation of the traditional accounting principle. Traditionally we say sales minus your expenses, that is your profit. Or in other terms, once you have your sales, you take off, for example, an expense as a video editor, and that is your profit. You can do whatever you want with that. Mike Michalowicz flips over this principle. He says, take your sales, take off your profit, and what remains, that are your operating expenses. Let's take an example. You have your writer who buys you a package. You take off your profit, which can be an own revenue. And what remains, that are your operating expenses on which you need to pay, for example, your social media manager. I worked for practically 10 years as a transformation consultant. I would help businesses in difficult situations to get back on track. And one of the lessons I learned out of that job is that in all of these cases, or in practically all of these cases, human resources was the main culprit for this business to be in difficulties. They would hire too soon, too quick, too much. And this is exactly the same issue I see with many of my writing coaches. They will come in, tell me that they cannot give themselves any own revenue, but at the same time, they are paying a salary to a social media manager, to 2 or 3 VAs, and so on and so on. By putting in place this principle, my writing coaches have the obligation to change their mindset. They have to start thinking about their own revenue, but also on profit to take out of their own business. The result is that they see at the end of the month that actually they do not have the financial means at that point to hire a social media manager or a VA. However, it is not a negative thing because it also obliges them to become more lean in their business. For example, I had a writing coach and she had hired 2 VAs. One of the VA's main tasks was each time a new writer came into her business to set up the contract. As she realized after putting in place this system, it was actually a simple task that could be taken over by a business management system. It did mean that she had to fire the VA, but only that she could use that VA for something else that she maybe didn't want to do or couldn't do. But it also meant that at the end of the month, she started to give herself a revenue to have profit on her business, however small that might be in the very first steps of setting up this methodology. Now, if you are tempted to set up this system, it is very simple. Once you get your sales and your revenue, you're going to take off your profit based on specific percentages in your business. And what remains, that will be your operating expenses. Now, it would be too complicated to go in all the nitty-gritty details of this methodology. Luckily, Mike Michalowicz does an excellent job in explaining you how it all works in his book Profit First. It is an easy and comprehensive read, and it will help you to set up everything you need to set up to apply this system as well in your own business. I hope this video has been useful to you. If you have any other questions or you want to talk about setting up this system in your own business, feel free to join me in my business clinic, a monthly free Q&A session for writing coaches such as you to get unstuck in your business. They take place every last Tuesday of the month at GMT +8, and you can sign up by clicking on the link just below this video. Bye bye and see you